is
the slides visible and my voice is clear?
yes,
Anyone
ma'am.
can confirm? Okay, thank you.
Yes, yes.
So now, yesterday evening, we finished till designing the climate survey. Now we are moving ahead with the reward and compensation system. Okay. See, these two terms, many a times what happens, they'll use it simultaneously, and it's like reward will be used for compensation and compensation term will use it for reward. But these two are different terminologies and will stand for different meaning here. So first one is reward we'll discuss. See, reward is something which will be paid for the meritorious efforts that is being taken by the employee. Any meritorious effort, any extra effort, okay, any creativity that is being done by the employee. So this is given for the extra services that you provide for the company. Okay, for example, you finish the project within the time because of which we got the another project. So that's a benefit for the company because of your meritorious efforts, because of your hardship, company gets the benefits. That is why company will recognize your work and they'll pay you the reward. There are different types of rewards that will be paid. You will all agree with me. Hope you all would have also received this any one of the reward till now. First reward is money. Obviously, they can give monetary benefits. Then it can be gift cards, medical coverage, promotion to new position, increment, or promotion to new grade, performance-based incentives, employee recognition, profit sharing, overtime, and holiday packages. So, may I ask you people what kind of rewards did you people have got till now? Anybody? Any other kind of rewards that you have got in banks or among these you have got? You can share it. Yes.
Profit sharing, ma'am.
Profit sharing. Okay.
It is a new amendment given last bipartite settlement.
Okay. So, what percentage of profit sharing they give, sir?
I think 5%, madam. 5%. If the operating profit is more than 5%,
Okay.
it will. They have given some slabs, madam. Based on that, they will give, madam.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Anybody else who have received any other rewards?
Ma'am, promotion we have get.
Promotion. Okay.
For clearing the
Ah,
exam.
exams. Yeah. Yes. So the efforts you put for clearing the exam, that your reward will be promotion. Very good, sir. Okay. Yeah. So we'll move ahead. Thank you so much. These are the rewards. Other than these also, there can be few other rewards that will be paid. Okay. Then see, rewards will be linked with the performances. There are three types of rewards that is linked with the performances. How your performance will be, so much of the rewards will be paid. Okay. These are the three types of rewards that is been linked with the performance. The very first one is fixed rewards. Okay. So here the rewards will be fixed. For example, it's like you have to produce some 500 units. Okay. So for 500 units, you will be getting your salary for which you have been hired. So every month you have to sell 500 units. Okay. But there are certain rewards given on this. Suppose if you sell more than 500 units, then you will be getting 5% commission. Okay. 5% on selling price. 5% on selling price, you will be getting rewards. Okay. Suppose if the 100 rupees is the price of the product, then on that 5% will be paid. So For each product, if you are selling extra, 5 rupees will be paid. Okay. So suppose if you sell one product also, you will be paid 5%, that is 5 rupees will be paid. Suppose if you have sold 100 extra also, you will be paid 500 you will get. Okay, 5 rupees on each product. So 100 products you sold extra, you will be paid 500. So even if you sell 200 extra also, you will be paid 5%, that is 5 rupees on the selling price. So it is fixed. You even you sell extra or even you don't sell, it has been fixed. Okay, so one also, if you are selling extra, you will be getting that fixed percentage of reward on your selling price. Then even if you sell 50 extra also, you will be getting the fixed percentage of reward on your selling price. Then we have variable, which will vary with the output. Okay, so here, see, suppose same here, if you sell more than 500, you will be getting some reward. But here there will be some scale with the output. So from 501 to 525, you will be paid 5%. Okay, from 525 to 550, they'll fix up some interval. Yeah, 550, you will be paid 10% of the selling price. Okay, if it is from 550 to 570, 551 to 575, then you will be paid 15%. So as the variable, as the output changes, your percentage will also vary. You can see the changes here. For example, if you are selling 520 units, 5% you will get. So 20 units extra you are selling. So 20 into 5 rupees will take 100 rupees is the price of the product. 5% is 5 rupees. So 20 into 5, you will get 100 rupees. Okay. Suppose if you sell some 530, that means you are selling 30 extra. Okay. First, it will be first 25, it will be 5 rupees. Next 5 units, it will be 10 rupees. Okay. So like that. So it will be varying with the output. Then we have mixed. Okay. So mixed is a blend of these two. Up to certain units, it will be fixed. For example, till 550, it is 5% only. Okay. 550 units, if you are selling extra, you'll be getting 5%. That is been fixed. 50 units is fixed. Then after 550, if it is changing, then from 550 to it will be like 575, you will be getting 10%. Okay, then from 575 to 600, it is been 15%, like that. Up to certain point, it will be fixed, but after that, if it varies, then your reward percentage will also vary. Okay, this is the rewards linked with the performance. How you perform, you will be getting the reward. See, next is compensation. What is compensation? See, compensation is the amount paid for your service. Whatever the service you are giving to the organization, for that you will be paid. That is compensation. Okay, there are three types of compensation. One is remuneration, which will be given for top management, CEO. They'll give the profit sharing. So that is remuneration we call. Then we have salary, which will be given at the middle level on monthly basis, supervisory, clerical, administrative. Then wages will be paid for the people who are working on daily basis. So every day wages will be paid, and these are the different types of compensation given by the management at different levels. Okay, see why this is being required, why compensation. Compensation is given for many reasons. What are those reasons here is, I will ask you people only. See, suppose if you ask any new graduate, freshly coming out of the college, if you ask that kid or candidate which company they would like to join, what will be their answer? If you ask them which company they are preferring to join in the starting, or what are their goals? So which company they will answer? Any idea?
Just to repeat the question.
Sorry,
Highest paid, ma'am.
highest paid companies, right? They obviously tell the names of MNCs, the software companies like Infosys, Wipro,
Google.
yeah, Google, yeah, all these are their top priorities. Why? Because they pay well. As soon as they start their career, they want to be paid good. Nowadays, kids are looking forward. Nowadays, the education has become job oriented. You will take up the course only to earn in future, correct? So that is why they will be giving those answers. So why that is why compensation plays a very important role for the companies. It's the first reason is to attract the staff. So to attract the new candidates, skilled candidates, the compensation is very important. So they will set one benchmark all these companies, and the good candidates will apply there as they are paying good. Okay. Then to retain the staff, one of the reason for the staff to leave the organization is compensation, that is salary. If you're paying less, if they got a better option from other company, if they get the better offer from the other company, then they will leave the job and go. So to retain the staff, paying competitive compensation is required. Then to motivate the staff, obviously money will be one of the factor in motivating people. So to motivate the staff within the organization, whenever you want to give some incentives or something, then you can make hike in the salary, or in promotion also. See, just getting the promotion, getting the better position doesn't make any sense. If you give the promotion, if you don't increase the salary, nobody would like to continue with that same position. Okay, so when you are giving them different position, it should be given with the more pay, right? So it will give some motivation. Then driving organizational change. So if you want to bring some change, that is, you want people to work more than 100%, if you want to satisfy everybody, then you have to pay properly to them. Like you have to give them higher basic pay, bonus has to be paid, promotion has to be given. Okay, attitude and skill gained by the staff have to be fine tuned with the development activities, and in the development activities also, who will be doing better, some type of monetary reward if it is being given, then you can bring up the organizational change. Okay, then a few other reasons are corporate reputation. So yeah, just now I asked you people only, like, why those fresh graduates will take the name of the software companies, because of the reputation that they have created. So everybody knows that as soon as you join, nobody will get less than 30K or 40K as a starting salary. So that is why everybody will be expecting that let us join there. So that kind of reputation will be created by the companies by paying good compensation. Compensation should be affordable. It's not like other companies are paying 50K, the small MSMEs. See, this top companies can pay 50K, but what about MSMEs? MSMEs cannot afford paying 50K for each person. Okay, because their earnings will be less, their turnover will be less, the pressure they have will also be less. Okay, so approximately they can pay 20K or 25K. So they have to check affordability. If they can afford, they can pay, and based on the work that has to be performed also matters. So what kind of work it will be done, how much kind of work will be done, only that much payment will be made. Okay, the next is employee objective. If company's objective is to maximize the profit, then every individual employee's objective is to maximize their earning. So company have to pay them properly because they also have come to earn. Correct. So that is why compensation important. And the last one is purchasing power. See, everybody will have different standard of living. If I can satisfy myself by 500 rupees, okay, per day. If it's like for the entire family, I'm satisfying my needs for 500 per day, but it will not be possible in the case of the people with the higher income group. Even if they have a habit of at least having one meal outside, then they will spend 500 rupees there. So for them, it is like 2000, 2500 per day. So if you're hiring the people, you should see what is their standard of living, because if you hire these kind of people, then if you pay less, then it will not match up to their standard of living and they will not work also. Okay, so you have to see what kind of personalities you can hire, how much you can pay, so much have to be compensated. Okay, so it should be based on their purchasing power. The salary has to be decided. These are the reasons why compensation plays a very important role. Okay, factors that which decides the compensation policy is company objective. There are so many factors. One is company objective. That's what I told you. What are the objectives of the company? Suppose you want experts to do the job, then obviously you have to be ready to pay. If you can carry the work with the normal people with the average level of knowledge, then you can pay them average and you can continue with the grasping of work from them. Then market situation also plays a very important role here. If you are paying less when compared to the similar industry in the market, then nobody will work. They will leave the job and go. So you have to decide on the basis of market situation how much your competitors are paying, so you can decide how much you can pay, because retaining the staff is very important. Internal and external pressures. There are two kinds of pressures in deciding the compensation policy. One is internal pressure, is capacity to pay. You should be capable enough to pay. Just like that, you can't say that I have 20 employees, so I'll be paying 25,000 each. You have to check what is your turnover, how much the work people will do in the company. Only so much has to be paid. Bargaining power. Internal power is you should have the collective bargaining with the union members. Okay. So when you decide the compensation of your employees, you have to have the mutual understanding between the union members and the employees, so that in future, if the employees doesn't like the payment that you have given or the bonus that you pay, so they will approach first to the union members. So if you had this collective bargaining discussion with the union members and then you decide the salary, then this union members can convince these people, so no, these are the reasons why you are being paid so much. Okay, so all that they can convince, they will be knowing the reason. But suppose if you don't have a collective bargaining with union members, as soon as employee approaches union members, they will help the employee. They can go on strike. They can lock out the company. Anything can be done. Okay, so all these are the internal pressures. The external pressures are so many acts, so many provisions that is being given by the government. There are so many labor laws, Factories Act, provisions of Companies Act, uh, different wage concepts, pay commission. So all these are the external factors which one or the other company has to follow. So when you follow, you have to pay according to that. Equal remuneration, equally it has to be paid for both men and women. Okay, if you follow Factories Act, there are so many provisions that you have to satisfy. So all this becomes the factors for deciding compensation policy. Your compensation policy will should go on based on this. If you don't follow any one of this, then later company will be in the problem. Okay. Then we have compensation theories. See, different theories is being given. So here, there is no name of the people that you have to remember. Okay, it's just the theories. The first theory is adequacy of wages. Okay, so here, these four factors should be there in your compensation whenever you decide to pay for the employees. First one is it should be minimum wages. It is like you have to retain the employees. Okay, so minimum wages is you pay the employee so much, meeting their physiological needs. Okay, so when you meet their basic needs, that is food, shelter, clothing, physiological needs, that is your meeting the minimum requirement. So minimum, at least it should be like a person can complete their physiological needs. Okay, all the basic necessities they can afford with the money that they are getting. Then second one is living wages. They should be complete. They will be getting the safety needs. Okay, apart from physiological needs, you can't say every day the necessity can be only physiological needs, food, clothing, and shelter. So there are many other things. See, suppose immediately somebody gets ill, you have to go to doctor, clinic, and you have to pay them. Then it's like you have to save for school fees of children when you have to pay. So it's like you have to see, apart from the physiological needs, even the living wages will also be met. That is safety needs. Then comes fair wages. Fair wages is in sorry, in comparison with the other company, which is similar in nature. So if the employee compares their salary with the salary given by the competitors, they should not feel like they are being exploited. They are being paid less. Okay. And so when you pay the salary, you see that you pay them the fair wages. So it should be comparatively extra, or it should be comparatively okay. Then we have need-based minimum wages. I told you there will be different standard of living of the people. So which kind of person you are hiring during an interview, you have to judge. Suppose if it is a top post company, you are hiring some expert, then according to their standard of living itself, you have to pay. They should get adjusted. Otherwise, whatever you pay, it will be less for them. That is their need-based minimum wages apart from social and physiological needs. It's like savings, okay, investments, so all that it should help. This is the first theory in compensation. Second theory is societal consideration and legal framework. All the provisions of these acts has to be fulfilled in paying the wages. For example, payment of wages act. It is compulsory that on daily basis, if you hire everyone, then you have to pay on daily basis itself. That's a provision. It should be appropriate to the worth of work that the employee does. Suppose if he does some 1,000 rupees work, that is the hard work he put for 1,000 rupees, and if you're paying that person 500, if you're exploiting that person, then that person can sue you in the court of law under the provisions of these Act 1936. Then minimum wages act, it should be minimum wages, it should satisfy both physiological and the safety needs. And if you don't satisfy that, then an employee can sue you in the court of law under this act of 1940.
Madam, what is the difference between this minimum wages and need-based minimum wages?
Sir, minimum wages is concentrating on physiological. Other than physiological, you'll be having different needs, no, sir. At least you want to go once in a week with your family outing. Okay. Otherwise, per month you want some amount to be invested. Suppose if you have a daughter, you will invest in the Sukanya Samriddhi scheme. So this is your saving it for future, right? This is your need that you're fulfilling. So that kind.
Okay.
Okay. It is there, sir. In the next slide, you can see the explanation. It's there. If you read, you will understand. I've given the explanation. Okay. Then I was talking about payment of Bonus Act 1965. So this is, suppose if you don't pay bonus for your employees or annually basis, then they can sue you under this act and Equal Remuneration Act. If you follow the policy of men and women in the company, and where this either men will be exploited and paid less, or there is a possibility that women will be exploited and paid less. So, if any differences that is being created between this gender, then anybody can sue under the court of law that particular company under the Act of Equal Remuneration Act of 1976. Okay, then we have another theory, that is job evaluation theory. Okay, so under this there are two techniques. Okay, I'll make use of Excel here for explaining. It will be better. Is the Excel sheet visible? Just confirm me.
Yes.
Okay, we have two types of job evaluation techniques, like how on the basis of what you can fix up the compensation of the employees. So first one is non-quantitative method, that is basically a qualitative methods. So non-quantitative techniques are, we under this we have two. Okay, we have ranking and ranking or job comparison, and we have grading or job classification. Okay, so here under this why do we call it as non-quantitative? This is not based on the particular numbers. Okay, they will not decide the compensation based on the quantity. That is why we call it as non-quantitative. And under this we have two types of non-quantitative way of job evaluation. The first one is ranking. Okay. See, what happens here is they'll give the rank for the employees. So it's like first rank employee. There'll be so many criterias to define whether the person is first rank, second rank, third rank. Okay. So suppose in the company, if they have five rankings. Okay. So they'll fix up some salary here. Okay. So for example, if the first rank is getting 50K, the second rank employee will get some 45K. Okay, then this person may get 40K, then 35K, and 30K. Okay, now this is the scale that they follow in the company based on the ranking. Suppose if any new employee joins, if I have to fix up the salary of that person, I will check the experience, I'll check the kind of achievements that person has done. Okay, and based on that, I will place him under one rank. There will be so many criteria to place him under rank. Suppose if you have some 10 years of experience and he has done so many achievements in the previous job, so I'll put him in second rank. So the clarity will be here. What will be the compensation that I'll be paying him? Yes, anybody? If I'm placing him under second rank, what is the compensation that I have to pay him?
45K.
45K, correct. This is the based on the ranking I have fixed. If any employee comes under first rank, suppose employee A, if he comes under third rank, we'll pay him 40K. If employee B comes under fifth rank, will be paid 30K. So like that, we'll decide which rank the employee comes, and we'll be paying that particular compensation. If not exact amount also, there can be scale. Okay, the scale will be like from 46K to 50K, you can pay. You can give this person as 48 also, 50 also. You can have the interval as well. Okay, if not the exact amount, or exact amount also will help. So then next one is grading. So in this, grades will be given for the employees. It will be like outstanding employee. Okay, then we have good employees. Then we have average employee. Okay, then we have satisfactory employees. Then it's below average. Okay, these are the various types of employees. Grades of employees will be given. Based on the grade, we can follow the scale. I'll copy the same. It will not be same. They may follow, but any one of the following ranking or grading will be followed by the company. But I'm taking the same example here. See, suppose if the employee is outstanding employee, we'll pay them 50K. If the employee is just good, okay, 45K. Satisfactory, 35K. So based on the qualities of the employees, the salary will be fixed. That is why we call this as non-quantitative technique. Then we have quantitative technique. Okay, so in quantitative techniques, we have two types. We have point rating and we have factor comparison. Okay, these are the two methods of quantitative. Here, consideration is not for the quality, consideration is for quantity. Okay, for example, in the point rating, I'll make sure that the person will be judged on the basis of knowledge. Okay, so knowledge, then that is knowledge will be judged like 30% weightage will be given for knowledge. Okay, then skills for the employee will be given the weightage of 20%. Okay, and yeah, and the talent or any other, it depends on the company what they'll fix. So talent will be given 50%. Okay, or creativity can be given. I'll make it as creativity. So the creative mind of a person will be given the weightage of 50%. So based on this, I'll give some points. Okay, knowledge, while taking an interview, I will judge the knowledge of the person. Suppose I gave him 60 points for out of 100. Okay, 60 points I gave for knowledge. For skills, I gave 50 points, and creativity, I gave some 80 points. So totally it is how many points? 110, 190 points. Okay, so here 190 points is the score of this person based on the knowledge, skills, and creativity he have. We'll be having one scale. Suppose if a person is getting from 150 to 200 points. Okay, so if they are getting 150 to 200 points, they'll be paid somewhere around 50K. Okay, if it is more than 200 points, okay, then that person will be paid some 60K. Okay, and if it is from 100 to 150 points, 149. Okay, so 150 points, it will be, that person will be paid 40K. So like this, the scale will be decided. Now tell me, on the basis of this points, how much the salary person will get. 190 comes under which scale? Which interval?
50.
Yeah, 50K, right? So it will be easy for me if it has been decided how many points the person will get, and will be paying so much of salary compensation. Okay, then another method is factor comparison. Okay, this is very interesting method. So what happens here is they'll have different factors. Okay, for example, suppose we have 3 employees in the organization. Okay, maybe at the factory level. Suppose you have electrician. Okay, so electrician you have, then we have yeah, first I'll take the factors. Okay, maybe you're giving the basic pay, then you're paying on mental capacity that they have, then you're paying on the physical skills that the person has. Okay, there'll be different criteria that will be set, and suppose we have 3 people working in the company, like electrician. Okay, we have machine operator, and we have welder. Okay, these 3 are there. So suppose electrician basic pay is 5K, operator is somewhere around 6K, and then welder is 7K. Okay, mental capacity will take, he is getting 7K for this, he is getting 6K. Okay, then we have 5K. Then physical skills, electrician is having a 3K, then operator for 4K, and then welder is 7K. Okay, so randomly are taken. So this will be the fixation. Suppose you are hiring the one more person in the company, so you are hiring mechanic in the company. Now you will decide that he will be paid, his basic pay will be similar, his basic pay will be like electrician. So how much basic pay we should pay to this person? His basic pay is decided as on the basis of like his qualities are similar to electrician, so will be paid basic pay as electrician. So how much I'll be paying him? Basic pay
5K.
5K. His mental capacity is like operator. How much I should pay?
6K.
6K. His physical skills are like welder. How much I should pay?
7K.
7K. Now, what is the salary of this person? 18K, right? Compensation, the salary of this person is 18K. Is that clear? Understood all the four techniques of job evaluation. You will evaluate and you will pay. Is that clear?
But what is third one,
Yes,
ma'am?
ma'am.
Factor comparison, non-quantitative. First one.
Point ratings, so points I told you, no, they give the points and on the basis of points they'll pay.
Okay.
Okay. So all these are the four types of job evaluation. Then we have, so then we have additional tool that is called as compa ratio. Okay. This has been utilized for deciding upon the pay rise, or if you're giving the promotion to the employees, how much you should pay. Okay, obviously, promotion will be given for the meritorious work that has been done by the employee. How it will be calculated? So you have to remember the formula of this compa ratio. It is actual salary divided by midpoint of pay range multiplied by 100. Okay. See, based on this formula, whatever the solution you will get, that solution will be checked with this standard tool of compa ratio. This is standard. Okay. So if the person's percentage comes between 80 to 87, that means that person is new, inexperienced, or unsatisfactory performer. Then if it comes from 88 to 95%, it's like those gaining experience but not yet fully competent on the job. If that person comes between 96 to 103, that means that person is fully competent performer with ability to perform the job as defined. Then if the person comes between 104 to 111, then that performer, those performing the job at a level higher than as defined. Then from 112 to 120%, it's like universally acknowledged as outstanding performer. Okay, how this compa ratio will be calculated? See, what you have to do is first, you have to find out what is the market rate of pay of the same position of the employee in the market. So maybe one company is paying 50,000, another company is paying 52,000, another company is paying 55,000. I'll show it in Excel. It will be easy for to understand. Okay. See here the compa ratio will be calculated as, see, you will collect the details from the market. One company is paying some 51,000. Okay. Then other company is paying for the same position 54,000. Then other company is paying 52,000. Then other company is paying somewhere around 55,000. Another company is paying somewhere around 58,000, like this. Okay. So here we have to decide what should be the class interval. So we can see here 51,000 is nearing to 50. You can take 51 also, no issue. But it is if you take round figure, it will be better. You will get the exact middle value. So you can take the class interval from 50,000, and 58 is nearing to 60, right? So 50,000 to 60,000 can be our class interval. Okay. So now what is the midpoint of this 50 to 60,000? What is the midpoint?
55,000.
55,000, right? See, this is the formula: actual salary divided by midpoint into 100. Okay. So now the midpoint comes to 55,000. Now we'll apply this formula, and you can decide upon the salary for the promotion of a person. Okay. But first, the thing is they have to identify whether the person is eligible for promotion. Okay. So now suppose that person's salary is actual salary is 55,000. Okay. Divided by 55,000 midpoint into 100. So this is 100%. 100% is the compa ratio for that particular person, person A. Okay. Suppose actual salary that you are paying for a person is 58,000. Okay, divided by 55,000 and multiplied by 100. So what will be the percentage here? 58,000 divided by 55,000 into 100. What can be the percentage?
More than 100.
More than 100, right? So approximately it will be like 105%. Okay. Then suppose if one person's salary is like this, it will be done. So now you see 100% in the sense in under which category it will come. We have a category here. So 100% will come in this. Okay. So fully competent performer he is with the ability to perform the job as defined. Okay,
Madam,
so
do we have to,
Yeah.
ma'am, do we have to remember this percentage, what you said in the table?
No, ma'am, they may ask you in case study. Okay, so they will give you this rating in the case study, and only the thing is you have to calculate and show under which ratio they will come.
Okay.
Okay. So the if we consider the next one, the second one is 105, right? You can see the difference. That person immediately comes under this scale, 105. So it's like the person is performing the job at a level higher than as defined. So now between those two people, you have to decide who's eligible for promotion. So if this person is actually eligible for promotion because he is doing the job higher than the defined. Okay. So that is how compa ratio will help in finding out which person can be
Madam,
promoted.
this percentage you have to remember. No?
No, sir, we can calculate, no? We are
Formula you have to
calculating.
calculate, and
Formula you
percentage
have.
intervals.
Formula you have to remember, sir. And after calculating, I told you, know, if they ask you, they'll give you the in the case study. So in case study, you will having this percentage. So you can see the percentage and you can
Okay.
select the appropriate answer from the MCQ.
This intervals in the problem also.
Yeah. So yeah. Then we have total compensation package for the employees will be everything. Okay, salary, benefits, incentives, allowance. See, nowadays nobody is calling it as a salary package or compensation package. They are calling it as CTC, that is cost to company. Okay, so this was our unit. Now we are left with the last two units. Yeah, before going to units, I'd like to ask you a few multiple choice questions. Then we'll move ahead with the topic. Okay, is the slide visible? Yeah. Now you people have to answer me which one is the quality of type B personality. Is it restless, impatient, multitasker?
More relaxed.
More relaxed. Then person behavior depends on his inherent qualities is according to which theory? Psychoanalytical trait, self-concept.
Trait theory.
Right? What occupation that social type of person selects? Mechanic, economist, teacher.
Teacher.
Teacher, right?
Teacher.
Yeah. Then who's the father of scientific management? F.W. Taylor, Elton Marie, Abraham Maslow.
FW.
Yes, it's F.W. Taylor. Herzberg two-factor theory is conducted research on engineers and accountants, doctors and engineers, accountants and lawyers.
Engineers and accountants.
Engineers and accountants.
Engineers and accountants. Yes. Then we have which are the motivational factors? Recognition, advancement, responsibility, all of the above.
All of them.
All of the above. Yes. Curious personality can be considered as which type of person? Realistic, social, or investigate. If an employee is promoted to other job, he may fail to perform new responsibilities. What do we call that person as? So what kind of role conflict is going through?
Role ambiguity.
Role overload.
Overload.
Role ambiguity.
Is it
Ambiguity.
ambiguity?
Role ambiguity.
Ambiguity. Okay. Any other answer from
All
different?
of the above.
Overloaded.
Stagnation, role stagnation.
Stagnation. Yeah. If they are
Role stagnation.
promoted to the, if they fail to perform the new responsibilities, if they carry on with the same old responsibility, that is, I gave you an example, a person after being in a clerk position for 10 years, suddenly you promote them to the PO, they will not be able to fulfill the new responsibilities. Okay. Ambiguity is when they don't have a proper knowledge, I mean, proper idea of what has to be performed. That is ambiguity. So, answer is role stagnation. Then, climate survey depends on responsibility, support, risk, all of the above.
No.
Three.
So the answer is D. Then, yeah, this is about the next topic. Okay, first we'll complete the topic and then I'll ask you people.
Madam, can you
Ma'am,
climate
about
survey?
one thing, ma'am. This social type behavior means social type of persons will
Very
economists.
helpful, friendly people. Economist will be practical people, man. Like being the economist, you have to be very practical. You have to be very unimaginative. So those kind of people will become conventional type of people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the next unit is performance management.
Method. Can you please repeat climate survey?
Sorry?
Climate survey.
Huh.
Last slide.
You want me to show, sir?
Last.
You want me to display that?
No need of displaying.
Explain. Climate survey. Sir, it's
Ah.
collecting the feedback from employees. You'll be preparing questionnaire, right? So in that questionnaire, you have to include the questions on each and every aspect that the employee is going through, based on the responsibility, risk they are facing, compensation, everything you have to fill. You have to give the question so that they can fill. So that is climate survey. Entire climate of the company, you will be asking the feedback. Okay. Then next unit is we have left with the two units, last unit. In that first is performance management. Okay, so here performance is something which is very important. As you all will agree with me, even in banks also they'll be conducting the performance appraisal, right? So it will be like on the basis yearly basis or 6 months once or 3 months once. Performance appraisal will be undertaken. See, the main reason for performance appraisal is to know how qualified the employee is, whether you can promote the employee or demote the employee or transfer the employee. So it depends for what purpose you are conducting the performance appraisal. Obviously, it's compulsory that every year there should be a performance appraisal that has to be conducted. Okay, so then you can decide whether the employee is worth promoted to the other position or not. Okay, then we have see there are a few reasons why performance appraisal has to be done. The first one is review employee performance against set benchmarks. So we'll be setting the benchmarks, right? We'll be having certain standards. With those standards, we'll be comparing the employee's performance. So then once you compare, we'll get to know that employee's performance is the average performance or below average or above average. All that we'll get to know. Okay. Take corrective steps through training. Suppose you get to know the employee's performance is a below average performance, then you have to take appropriate steps so that you can improve the employees with a lot of training. Okay, helps in intervention or placement decisions. So whenever you have to place the employee or during the interview type. Okay, so suppose if you have been taking informal feedback from the employees, if you are appraising their performance in the informal way, then you can just decide whether the employee is being placed in the right position or there is a requirement of changing that position for the employee. Reward good performance. If you get to know that employee did really well, extraordinary they have been performed in the company, then rewarding them will be like an investment. Okay, so if you reward them, other people who see the rewards who will get to know that that particular person has got the reward, then they will automatically get motivated. to take the employee performance to a higher level. Obviously, when you are giving positive feedback after conducting the performance appraisal, they will get motivated and they will try doing more. Okay, more than 100% they'll perform. We have three types of objectives of performance appraisal. We have judgmental, we have developmental, we have counseling. Okay. First one is judgmental. Performance appraisal will help you to judge whether it is whether it has been worth for the increase in the salary, whether that employee is eligible to get it promoted or transferred, and the hike in the salary has to be given. So to judge all these, you have to do the performance appraisal. How can you just tell that this person is eligible to get promotion? You can't just blindly tell. You should have some evidence, because in there will be so many people in line for promotion. Though nobody will agree if you just tell that this person is eligible, I am promoting this person. You can't tell that. You have to give a appropriate explanation. Why did you promote this person? Okay, so you have to be judgmental here. Why you are promoting, why you are transferring, why you are increasing the salary. You have to be judgmental, and you should have a basic ground. Then developmental decisions are also can be taken on this. If the employees skills, attitude, and that is KSA and KRA is really good, then you need not have to take any decision for their development. They can go ahead. But if you get to know few employees are average performers, then you have to decide for their developmental activity. Okay. And the last one is counseling. If the people are below average, okay, they require some counseling. That is why their performance. There should be some reason behind, no, why that particular person is behaving below average or performing below average. So instead of there can't be a decision of terminating that employee immediately, but they have to think over why this, because you have hired that person, right? Out of 100 applications, you selected this person. That means there is some quality in this person. That is why you got selected. Now, if he is performing below average, that means there is some problem with family or during in the company. There must be some problem. So you have to find out that how it works. You can find out by counseling. So whether to judge how much of the salary has to pay, to develop the employee, or to do the counseling, you need the report of performance appraisal. Okay, these are the objectives of performance appraisal. There is some process that has to be followed in performance appraisal. Okay, the first one is set standards. Before going ahead with the performance appraisal, we have to set the standards, that is benchmark we have to set. That is why you can say no that employee is doing better or not. For example, the benchmark is employee can produce 1,000 units in a month. Okay. Now, how you can say that the performance of the employee is average performance? Suppose if the person is able to do some 700 units per month, if the person is producing 700 units, that means he's doing average job. Not low also and not high also. It's average that the person is doing. Then suppose if the person A is producing 700, person B is producing 900 units. Okay, that means this person is doing pretty good when compared to A. He is doing good. He is average performer. Then one person produced 1,200 units. He is doing extraordinary work. So he is the outstanding employee. How you can say that average employee, good employee, outstanding employee? Only when you set the standard. So what is our standard here according to this example? 1,000 units in a month. Then once you set the benchmark, you should communicate the standard to the employees. They also should know that this is the standard with which their performance will be compared. That is how they can work on it. So if you hide this standard, then they will be completely blank on what basis their performance will be judged. So if you want to make sure that your employees works on standard, then you communicate the standard to employees. Okay, measure the performance through observation and feedback from the appraisee. So now once you set the standard, then communicate the standards. Now you have to measure the performance through observation. You did not have to wait till the employee finished that 1,000 units. In between also you can go, you can visit the employees during this performance appraisal process. Okay, you can through observation you can analyze whether the employee is doing correct or not. You will realize whether they will finish or reach the benchmark or not, because the it depends on the way they are taking up the work. Okay, suppose every day the person is producing only 10 units. What do you think? Will he reach the target of producing 1,000 units per month? Is it if he the speed is producing 10 units per day? Okay, do you think that 1,000 units will be produced in a month?
No,
No,
ma'am.
madam.
No, right? So it should be
Yes.
like at least 35 units should be produced per day, so that per month you will achieve this target of 1,000 units. So but this person is producing only 10 units. So if the employer got to know that yes, he is very slow, then you can visit the employee, you can give them the feedback that you have to improve, you have to at least produce 35 units, and only you can achieve the target, like that. So once you are done with that observation and giving the feedback and all, now once the performance is done, every month performance is done, you can compare the performance with the standard. That is what I told you here. A produced 700 totally, B produced 900 totally. Now we'll compare with the standards. What is our standard? 1,000 units. Then discuss the outcome with the employees. You can even suppose here this person has produced 1,200 units. That is, he has done really good. Okay, so he is very strong. This person is very creative and very strong. So this is the strength of that person. So you have to give them the feedback. So your strong points is this. You have to discuss the outcome. Suppose here the person has produced 700 units, or some person has produced 450 units. That means it's below average. So this is the weak point of that employee. So you have to communicate that this is your weak point, and you have to work on it. And if requires, counseling can also be provided. Then initiate the corrective measures. Suppose if even then after counseling also, if the repetition of the work is same, it's like the person is repeating the similar kind of slow work, then you can take the corrective measures, like you can terminate them, or you can send them the notice that your performance is not been improving consistently, so you are being terminated. You can take these corrective measures. Or and even if good performance, the strength I told you, these are the people who are outstanding performers. For them, reward is required. What can be the reward? Increments in the pay can be given, promotions can be done, higher trainings can be given. Okay, so all these decisions can be taken on the basis of performance appraisal. This is the process of performance appraisal. We have different methods of doing this performance appraisal. Okay, we have two different methods. One is traditional methods, and another one is modern methods. Okay, see, traditional method is those methods which are very uh, which has been there from the very old days. Okay, it's like many companies who have been adopted this traditional methods. It has so many criticism, but many companies were using this, and still few companies are using this. That is why you people should know this. You may be getting the questions on this. Okay, we'll discuss one by one. First, we'll start with traditional methods. See, first traditional method is confidential report. Um, how to remember this is, see, it will be kept confidential. Okay, and who will adopt this most is governmental organizations. Public sector units will adopt this confidential report. Okay, what happens here is there will be one immediate supervisor. Okay, for every department, for every people, there will be one person who will be observing from very near. Okay, that is immediate superior or immediate supervisor will be there. Okay, so what they will ask is, management will ask this immediate superior to write one essay. Okay, to write one essay on the employee. Suppose under this immediate superior, there are 10 people. So immediate superior will be asked to write the essay of all these 10 people. So what has to be covered? They have to write about the strength of that employee, weakness of the employee, achievements of the employee, failure, their personality, their behavior, about everything. Okay, so this will be obviously conducted per annum. So after a year, immediate superior will be asked to write an essay on the employee, and all these has to be included, especially the strength, weakness, main achievements, and all to be included. Why do we call it as a confidential report? Is it will be kept confidential. They will not give you the details like when immediate superior will be submitting the report. It is only the information passed on to immediate superior that they have to conduct the appraisal, and then they have to send the report within 3 days, 5 days. Timing duration will be given. Within that duration, the report has to be submitted to the management. You being an employee, you will not be knowing that when the immediate superior would have submitted, what and all is being included. Nothing will be shared. Well, you will not be knowing that any achievements is missed out. You will not be knowing that any strength of yours is missed out. Any weakness is being highlighted. You will not be knowing. Only the report will be prepared and it will be submitted directly to the management. That is why we call this as confidential report. We have another type of another method, traditional method, free form or essay method. See, these two are actually similar, confidential and free form. But here, this is adopted by the private organizations, especially. So, what happens under this is same immediate superior himself will be asked to write the essay on the employee. There also they will cover the strengths, weakness, achievements, failures, personality, behavior, attitude. Everything will be covered. But why we don't call this as confidential is because they don't keep it confidential. It will be you will be notified that immediate superior will be submitting the report on you. Okay, so once the report will be prepared, it will be shown to you, so that if any missed out achievements has been there, missed out details about personality and behavior has been there, so if a unnecessary any weakness is highlighted, so you can clarify with the immediate superior. Once after the clarification only, the report will be submitted to the immediate superior. That is why we call this as free form or essay method. Okay. Then we have another method, traditional method, is the straight ranking method. Okay. So in the straight ranking, what happens? There will be a comparison between the employees. Okay. Here all these employees will be compared with each other, and basis of performance. For example, if A has produced some 450 units, okay, B has produced 500 units, then based on the production we are defining this criteria. So C has produced some 300 units, okay, D has produced 400, then E has produced some 350. Okay, based on the production, this is the production, you are giving the ranking to the people. So according to this production, per month or per annum, B is given the first rank. Okay, performance appraisal. According to this production, B is the first rank employee, A is the second rank employee, E is the third rank, D is the fourth rank, and C is the fifth rank employee. So they'll have a comparison within one particular department based on the production. They'll be given based on the performance. Okay, they'll be given the ranking. So that we call it as state ranking. Then we have paired comparison. Okay, so here they'll take the different qualitative this one criteria. There in the state ranking, they'll take here they'll take the qualitative criteria. Okay, based on the qualitative criteria, they'll be comparing the qualities like attitude or behavior or perception or knowledge. Based on that, they'll pair the employee, one
Ma'am,
employee with all other.
ma'am, this is qualitative or quantitative? What is it?
Qualitative, ma'am. This is that was quantitative. Here they'll create this chart for so many qualities. One chart for for example perception. Another chart is for completion. Okay, completion of the task. The challenges undertaken by the employees. like that. Okay, so based on the qualitative, they'll go ahead with the paired comparison. One employee will be compared with the other employee. It is very simple here. See, A is compared with all other in the particular department. Suppose in one department, 5 employees are there, A, B, C, D, and E. So A is compared with B. A is better. A is doing better. That is why it is nil. You can keep it 0 or you can give it as 1 as well. Okay. So here, yeah. So A is got compared with B. So that is 0. A is doing better. Then we have A is compared with C. Then C is better. That is why we have given plus, or it can be 1. Depends what you follow. Then D is doing better than A. That is why plus. Then A is doing better than E. That is why AE got 0. Then B is compared with all other. So I told here you can see A is doing less than B. That means B is doing better, right? So B is doing better than A. That is why plus. Then here C is doing better than B plus. D is doing better than B plus. Okay, or 1. B is doing better than E. That is why it is 0. E got 0. Then as you can see here, C is doing better than B. So it is like A is 0. When compared to A, C is 0 because he is doing better than A. Okay, then B will get 0 because he is doing, again you can see here, C is doing better than B. Okay, when C is compared to D, then D is doing, sorry, C is doing better. Okay, that is why 0. Then E is doing better than C, that is why 1. So this likewise the comparison will be made. They will pair the employees and they will make the comparison. And at the last, they'll see how many plus they all got or how many ones they all got. So A got 2, B got 1 plus, and C got 3 plus, and D got 2 plus, E got 2 plus. So according to this, who's doing better? C is doing better because he has got 3 plus. Okay, is that clear?
Ma'am, 1 second, please.
Yeah, ma'am, here they will be paired with other employees. So A is being compared with all these 4. Okay, so now A is doing better. B when compared to B. That is why B is given 0. Here C is doing better than A. That is why plus. Here D is doing better than A plus. A is doing better than E. Okay, so 0. So here you can see when A is doing better than B. Okay, so B got 0 right here. Then same thing here, A is doing better than B. So that is why plus here. These two are compared. Okay, then C is doing better than B. That is why plus. D is doing better than B plus. E is not doing better than B. That is why 0. Okay, like that they will give the plus or numbers, and then last they will do total. Whichever is which person is doing got more points or more plus, that person is doing better, and that is what performance appraisal. So he's the best employee now. 3 he has got. Okay, then we have next method is bell curve method. Okay, so this is also called as force distribution method. See what happens here in this also qualitative performance will be matter. So see, they'll give you some criteria on that. You have to judge how many employees are poor in the company, how many employees are below average in the company, how many employees are average, how many are good, how many are excellent. Okay, so you have to give the rating for the employees. Okay, so for example here, employee A. Okay, suppose he is not well, he wasn't well this year. That could be the reason for this employee to perform low. Okay, now based on this performance, I'll place him under average. Okay, so according to this chart, you can see there are 10% people who are very poor performers. 20% employees are below average performers. 40% people are average performers. 20% are good, and 10% are excellent performers. Okay, so here defining this who comes under which will be very difficult. Can you tell me on the basis of attitude who's the average performer, who's the good performers, Okay, qualitatively, if you take, it is challenging, it is like impossible. At least if you take quantitative, suppose if 500 is the unit, that is the standard that you have set. Okay, employee produce 300 units. That means he'll come in average, not more also, not less also. So he'll come in average. Suppose if the employee produces some 375 units, so it will be confusion like he'll come in average or good. Okay, then suppose if the employee is producing 250 units, so it will be confusion that exactly to place this employee in below average or in poor. Okay, so it will be very difficult to decide on the basis of the production. Also, it will be challenging to place the employees under different criteria. That is why we call this as forced distribution method. The immediate superior will be forced to do this. They have to follow this. Why do we call it as a bell curve? Because the shape of this will come in the bell. Okay, few or the one or two employees will be poor, few employees will be below average, few employees will be placed in average, because one status cannot be given for everybody, right? Based on the performances, we will judge what kind of employees they are, and the rating will be given, and they will be produce it in the bell curve. Okay, that is why we call it as bell curve rating. Then we have graphic rating. Okay, so what happens in the graphic rating is it will be depicted in graph. So they'll prepare the graph, okay, and they'll be placing the employees, for example, here on the yeah, x axis. There are 5 employees: employee A, B, C, then D and E. 5 employees are there. Okay, on the y-axis they'll be given the rating. So the criteria is the first one: no interest in work, very low. Then careless in different instruction, they don't follow the instructions properly. Interested in work, accepts opinions and advices of others, so that will be third one. There is enthusiastic about job and fellow workers, it will be fourth. And then enthusiastic opinions and advice sought by others will be given 5 rating. Okay, suppose employee A is very careless. Okay, they don't follow the instructions, they'll come here. So employee B is very enthusiastic and follow all the opinions and suggestions given by the others, I mean especially the top management. Then employee C has no interest in work at all, the performance is very low. Then D is interested in work, accepts opinions and advices. And again, D is again the no interest in work. Okay, you can see it is being shown in the graph, like what is the rating of the people based on the attitude. Okay, the criteria is attitude. Now you can tell me whose attitude is better by seeing this graph. Whose attitude is better?
B.
B, right? As soon as you see the graph, you will get to know that it is B. That is why management prefer this graphic rating scale. They'll ask the immediate superior to prepare the graph based on the different criteria. You can see I've taken the criteria of attitude. There can be a criteria of decisiveness. There can be a criteria of working in group, teamwork. Okay, based on criteria, you have to prepare a graph and you have to depict it in the graph representation. Okay. This was graphic rating scale. Then we have checklist method. Okay, so under checklist method, see, they'll give one particular checklist. It depends every company whether they follow the positive checklist, like positive comments or negative comments. It depends, or it can be a blend of both positive and negative, and they will be passed on to the employees, like immediate superiors. They have to fill about the employees. Okay, we have different types of checklist. We have simple checklist, forced checklist, and weighted checklist. I'll tell you how this checklist work. Suppose if you have to collect the feedback about the employee from the immediate supervisor, then the simple checklist will be followed. Is like you can see all the questions are there. Only the direct questions will be asked, yes or no. That's all. No writing in essay and all. So here the question is the employee regular on the job? So you are the immediate superior, you have to give yes or no. Okay. Is the employee respected by his subordinates? Yes. Is the employee always willing to help his peers? Suppose if it is no, then you can tick no. Does the employee follow instructions properly? No. Okay. Does the employee keep the equipment in order? Okay. It's like after using the equipment, it's a habit of employees that they will leave just there and they will just log out from the company and go. Okay. So if it is that person is very organized person, then yes. So if suppose there are three yes, okay, that is more than average. In out of five, getting three yeses, your performance is 60%. Okay, that means you are doing pretty good. That is how performance will be appraised here. Simple checklist. Okay, the next one is forced checklist. Again, if the word term comes forced here, it will be very difficult in force to give the answer. So it's like you cannot define it. Say, for example, you can say always regular. Here, the question is always regular. Okay, and the criteria is most or least. Okay, so now always regular. How can you say that? Suppose the person's attendance is 60%. Can you tell that he's always regular? Can you tell that he is the least, most regular or least regular? Can you give the solution like this? Can you tick any one box based on this? Always regular. On what basis you tell most? On what on what basis you will tell least? Okay, so it's like by force you have to do this. That is why we call it as force checklist. Most or least will be there. Informs in absence for absence or delay. Okay, suppose they out of 5 times he has informed only 3 times, or he has informed only 2 times. Nor this you can place it in least, nor this you can place it in most. So it will be very difficult to decide here. Okay, that is why we call this as force checklist. We have another checklist which is called weighted checklist, where the weights will be given. Okay, for example, 50% preference is given for attendance. Immediate supervisor will feel 30% attendance is there of the person. Then it will be like 0.2. Okay, within the 0.5, you have to give the rating. Knowledge of the job, we can give till 1. Suppose if 80% of the knowledge has been there when compared to others, we'll give 0.8. Quantity of work, if he is doing really good, then I'll give 80%, 0.8. Okay, then quality of work, I can give till 1.5. Then I'll give 1.3. Okay, so based on the weights that has been fixed, what is the performance of the employees, that rating has to be given by the immediate superiors. Okay, this is weighted checklist. It's not, see, these criteria are not fixed. Okay, don't confuse yourself. It is only the examples that I have taken. So these criteria are not fixed. Whichever is the criteria company wants, they can include that. Okay, that is weighted checklist. Then we have next one is critical incident method. Okay, see, this is the method which they use it in the critical times of the company. Suppose very tough time company faced it and they want to reward some employee. Okay, so they will conduct this critical incident method and they'll take a decision who is eligible for getting promoted or who is eligible for getting reward. During that time they'll make use of this critical incident. Okay, see, we'll get to know so many about so many people. Like we have Neerja, who helped the she was the employee who helped everybody to escape from the hijack that happened in the plane. Okay, there is one person in Taj Hotel also when that attack happened by the terrorists. Okay, there were so many inside employees who helped the staff members or other customers to escape from that. Okay, they helped many people and they lost their life, or few are alive, and they told about the story, and it was being judged that they are extraordinary employees and they were being rewarded. Okay, like that. So in the critical incident method, what steps the employees takes, based on that, in that particular year, you can just investigate that which employee did it well. Okay, so there here also they'll be setting some criteria. So suppose the fire has been broken down and accident happened of the machine. Okay, so the criteria is whether out of these people who informed the supervisor immediately, they will be given 5 rating out of scale 1 to 5. If that person was happy to force test, okay, that is He didn't inform anybody. He just kept quiet. He came out from the place and he let that accident happen and somebody got injured. Okay, that means that person gets one rating, one scale on the rating of 1 to 5, one scale. Try to repeat the machine on the spot, they'll be given 3. So like this, as I told you, this is not the compulsorily the criteria. It will depends on the company on what basis they want to judge. They will frame the criterias and they will be giving the ratings. Okay, so this is critical incident method. And the last method in traditional method is group appraisal method. Okay, so group appraisal is there will be 3 to 4 people, okay, in the group. Maybe your immediate supervisor or line manager or your one employee who's working under you. Okay, they will decide some 3 to 4 people. They'll make one group, and that group will decide. The panel of people will be there, and they will decide. They will discuss about your performance. They'll take your all immediate supervisor will be there. No, that immediate supervisor will tell all your achievements, all your failures, all your about your behavior, how you behave during the time. So all that will be discussed by the immediate supervisor, and then it will be decided whether your performance is good, bad, average, or below average. Okay, this is the group performance, group appraisal method. Okay, I hope it's clear. So we are left with the this one now.
Previous slide, ma'am.
Yeah, critical incident. Okay, I'll quickly go back to the main this one. Different methods of performance appraisal. So traditional, we have already discussed all 9. Okay, modern methods, we have 4. I'll take up this in the evening. Okay, today evening will be our last session at 8 o'clock. Okay, I hope I made it clear whatever the concepts I have done. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. No doubts or full doubt?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, IBS material that traditional methods, it is given different things. Madam,
Which one, sir? Which one
in
is
IBS,
different, sir?
IBS material,
Huh.
some of the points it has been given in a different way. That is like forced distribution method and the
Yeah.
grading method, all these things. But the meaning is more or less same, no, madam. The
Yeah,
name
yeah,
only.
same, sir. Similar. Yeah, yeah. Similarly, sir. So they'll keep on adding, they'll keep on deleting. There'll be so many changes happening in the methods. So that is what updation has to happen. You can follow the PPT, sir.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, then. So meet you all in the evening for the last session. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
you, ma'am.
Have a good day.
Madam.